injection into it. They've got carnival rides, everything. They've taken it their next level to what Wellington used to have. They do have a R18 zone for the traditional people who love to drink and entertain themselves. But for the families, they've injected what was successful at the Nines of Milton a little bit, brought it down to this second year running, and it's Auckland anniversary weekend. So that's why Saturday and Sunday they get to head home because Monday's a day off. But overall, excitement. Quite good to see some of the international flavour, more so from America, mate, that are here because you know, they hosted the Sevens over there. They've got a huge injection of American coverage here, but also on the bigger scale too. The Japanese are here, hosting the World Cup, as Raa alluded to earlier in this piece, and big year this year. So they've got a massive injection of the Japanese media and people here as well, because you know their team in town, they brought over some of the big hierarchy, I understand, from Japan. So yeah, it is massive World Cup year this year, and yeah, they've got things on the way going really well. The whole week's been big build up, and I do know from last night's Black Clash, all those cricketers and rugby players, bar Brendan McCullum and Stephen Fleming, who fly back over for the Big Bash, most of them and their partners will be down there and yeah, doing a bit of reenactment of that game last night for the entertainment side of it. The injection of the Lady Sevens, first time ever.
Yes.
I think the girls will be riding on the higher New Zealand team, mate. But going back to some of the big teams, England, South Africa, Australia. But England, South Africa, mate, and don't forget too, the Olympic gold medalists, the Fijians.
That's right. That's right. So, you know, it should be a good weekend. And, of course, you'd know more about the weather up there. It must be pretty good at the moment, at least, eh?
Oh, mate, it's hot as. It's, yeah, they've got perfect weather for it. And, yeah, looking forward to it. I've got family going over. They've got their costumes. You know, it's on now as we speak on the show. First game got on the way earlier this morning at 10 o'clock. So, yeah, big games, plenty of things going on. And, yeah, it should be hyper activity, mate. Hamilton's been pumping all week.
So you'll be certainly looking for that there, eh, Raa?
Yeah, I'll probably be glued to the set as the tournament get underway. And, you know, as Rino and everybody sort of made mention, hopefully the weather is going to be nice. As we know, it's going to be scorching 28 degrees here in Gizzy today, Keithy, and I feel sorry for JC and all the whānau in Aussie. Wow, they've had some huge temperatures, 40 plus over there. What's happening?
Yeah, what is happening? It's getting pretty hot over there, eh, JT, as we alluded to before we went to air. Hot over there, eh, mate?
Fortunately here in Queensland, you get used to it. It's pretty much quite hot almost year-round. But places like Melbourne, where they actually have a winter, the warmer temperatures covers a bit of a shock to the system. So, yeah, feeling for the people down in Melbourne. Got a lot of family down there, and I've certainly been hearing that it's getting pretty hot. Although a cool change did come in later on in the evening. So it's... yeah, it's one of those things, you know, it's part of the environment where you live, you get used to it, and certainly here, you know, it's just another day.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I've got to backtrack a bit to talk about cricket. I'm not sure if any of you saw it. You might have, Reno. I saw the Black Caps. They got, I just quickly saw that the Black Caps got a bit of a pōhiri onto the ground over in Tauranga, because that's where they're going to be playing. That's where they have their second ODI later on today. I think 3 o'clock it starts off. So wonderful to see that sort of inclusion by New Zealand cricket. They're kind of doing something, eh? I reckon that was pretty cool.
Yeah, and I suppose, you know, for most of us, mate, some would say about time.
Yes,
but, hey,
true.
you know, it's good to see. I know there's a bit of it down there in Kahununu, down there in Napier. Good to have cricket back there after their wet time. And they got, you know, abandoned a couple of years ago. But the Indian team were just too good there, and they beat the White Ferns as well. Only the other day as well, gave them a thrashing, the Indian girls. So, yeah, at the Mount, mate, just great to see that stuff. And let's hope, you know, they might have taken a bit of inspiration from last night's Black Clash and get in there and really give it a shot.
True.
Yeah, but hey, you know, hey, it's that season, and yeah, just hope they go well. The Black Cats, they know they were short. You know,
well
Williamson
short.
Spoke about it.
Well short.
Yeah, so they weren't at their best, and that's the game of cricket, mate. It can go either way, you know.
I will say that is. Did you hear about the pōhiri though? There, JT.
No, I didn't, Keithy. But it's an interesting little sideline, little addition to the Black Caps. itinerary, I suppose. Having a full hoodie. Yeah, I don't think they would have had one in the past. I
No.
can't recall one, certainly.
I can't think of one. No, I don't think that's ever happened. But yeah, they certainly got welcomed onto the ground over there in Tauranga, which is pretty awesome. Also, I'm not sure if you actually saw it, but the Black Caps and also the White Ferns over the week, both teams got well and truly trounced. Really, did you catch any of that, DJT?
Just via Facebook, mate, and on some of the stuff I saw on Fox Sports. So, yeah, no, the Indians are a good side, boys.
Very.
And, all my Aussie mates are saying, we softened them up when you couldn't even beat them. But, I'll tell you what, though, a lot of my Aussie mates are keen cricket fans.
Yeah.
Are reckoning to put some money on the Black Caps to win the World Cup later on. The conditions over there are similar to New Zealand, and that sort of knocks out the subcontinent teams. Australia is struggling. So you never know, boys.
Yes.
It'd be good for them to win the World Cup. We haven't won one yet. So
No.
I think it's about time we did.
I'd love that to happen, but this is the Black Caps we are talking about. I mean, if anything, it's just going to show. I mean, I'm not going to count them out completely because that comes up very, very well. I'm not going to count them out completely, but it's going to be a tough ask, especially after seeing how India did so easily. In pretty similar conditions that will probably be the same over there in England. What do you reckon, JT?
Well, let me ask you this, Keith. Let me just roll over here. See who's got more chance of winning their respective competition: the Black Caps or the Warriors? remembering what year it is.
2019, my friend. 2019. Let's go for both. Let's go for both.
As much as I love the Black Caps, I'd love them to win. I don't know if I could cop the Warriors winning a competition. I'll have to go into hiding.
Fair point there, JT. But they were totally outclassed, I thought, very much. And also in the women's game as well. But it was wonderful, at least, to see the women's game, getting the television, what it should get, the coverage that it should get, and I think that's great. Hey, what do you reckon, Rino?
I totally agree with you 100%, mate. It's about time. I don't know what's been going on in the last few years. They finally recognise our women in sport. And for the White Ferns to get the coverage and recognition, see it on mainstream and the live coverage of it all is just awesome. Maybe I'd thank the women's rugby team for that. They seem to have moved things along a bit faster than normal. But, there's a lot of individual athletes that need to be recognised as well. But, yeah, mate, I'm happy as. I'm just stoked as.
Yep.
It's just been male-dominated. You get a bit hoo-ha with that type of stuff, to be honest, especially when they lose and the women's outfits seem to win and you get no recognition.
I mean, they're going for a different market, and I think most of the sports, in particular, rugby league, they're trying to cater for, at least trying to point somewhere to a different market in order to, obviously raise some more dollars, but also to lift the profile of those sports. And cricket, I think, is following in that vein. What do you reckon there, JT?
Yeah, well, it's a sign of the times that things are changing, like you just touched on with the women's involvement now in rugby league. There's also, if you chuck an AFL from the side of the ditch as well, they've got quite a big competition there, and it's just a matter of time before cricket does it as well. So they've got the final of the women's Big Bash League today here in Australia, Brisbane. I think it's the Sydney Sixers.
Yeah.
So yeah, mate, it's just a matter of time when these will start crossing over, but. If you ask me if I'm for gender neutrality, no way.
I agree with you. I agree with you there as well.
Is that what you're asking me in a roundabout sort of a way?
No, not at all.
Oh, sorry, I misread the signal.
Not at all. What is interesting, though, and I think the White Ferns captain brought this out, Amy Satterthwaite, she came out saying, and it's a little difficult. Is the pay disparity between the men cricketers and the women cricketers. Apparently, now, and probably rightfully so, the men can get, match fees of well over $2,000 for a T20 game, probably a little bit more for an ODI, and of course around about $4,000 for a test match, whereas the women on a similar vein would only make about, they're dealing with maybe in the hundreds, maybe just for tests and that. And she was saying that pay disparity needs to get a bit closer. What are your thoughts there, JT?
Yeah, well, there's a couple of schools of thoughts too to do with this, where a lot of income that the players get is generated by fan attendance.
Yes.
So
That's
obviously,
true.
you look at the crowd numbers to a women's match and to a men's match, there's going to be a huge disparity there. That's the first point.
Yeah.
But the second point is, if you want to encourage the female sector of the game to grow, then you've got to sort of give some sort of incentive, and maybe it has to be borrowed from Peter to pay Paul, or from Peter to pay Paulette maybe. I'm totally for that if they can sort of find the funding to negate those
Issues.
pay parity issue, then certainly do it, because the women make up half the population in
Indeed.
terms. So, and the more people that we get active off the couch, whatever playing sport, any sport, and if it's rugby league, whatever, cricket, then that's a good thing for the population as a whole. So yeah.
True enough. Any thoughts there, Raa Walker?
Yeah, not really, Jesse. I mean, cricket, we don't go together very well. But look, I tell you, I have been quite interested in the clash between cricket and rugby yesterday, I think it was.
The Black Clash, yes.
Yeah, it's quite an interesting concept, and I think the first country that tried it was South Africa, and the Springbok team actually ended up beating the pro tier team, mixed team like the New Zealand game. But it just goes to show that some rugby players could have well been talented cricket players, and it just makes you wonder, like if the Barretts they played outstandingly well, and it was good to see Junior Tonu, I think it was, a wicket keeper, and he played good. So if fortunes had gone the other way, and a lot of them had taken to the smaller ball as opposed to the oval ball, New Zealand cricket may be in a better position, maybe. Who knows?
Yes, indeed. True enough. Now, we're staying back over there in Australia. How's the cricket been going over there? I mean, you talked about the big bash with the women. What about in the men's game there, JT?
There's still a couple of rounds to go, but I think the team to beat is definitely the Hobart Hurricanes. They are flying. But on an international scale, Australia currently locked in a test match with Sri Lanka. It's a day-night test match at the Gabba here down the road here in Brisbane. And the Australians have a lead of about, I should know this, a couple of hundred maybe.
Right.
In the first innings, and last night they chipped out one of the Sri Lankan openers. So Sri Lanka are heavily behind the 8 ball. Australia looking to gain some confidence from this, because they got absolutely shellacked by India. They got smashed by Pakistan over in the Emirates. So they're going for a bit of a
redemption, maybe.
Redemption, a bit of turmoil too internally, obviously, with the stuff that went on in South Africa. So, like I said before on the show, mate, whenever the Aussie cricket team's in trouble, it's a joy to behold.
It sure is. Now, also over there, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty part of the Australian Open and the tennis, of course, down there in Melbourne. You must be watching some of that stuff too, JT?
Well, like I said, I might have said somewhere, I love listening to Maria Sharapova play tennis. I could listen to her all day, mate. So once she should have got her marching orders, I sort of haven't followed. But no,
okay.
Djokovic is probably one of the favourites for the men's, and Rino Williams got knocked out. Mate, I've been busy for the last 3 days.
Right, yeah. No, Williams did get knocked out quite well. It was interestingly, she just like in that. I'm not sure if you saw it there, Reno, but she just like crumbled in the last set, and she was like up 5 5-1, I think. That's just incredible. That she could fall apart just so absolutely. I thought that was just